everything you watch is being stored in your mind somewhere. It's just so much information about other people. These things should not be accessible to you. Like, it takes away so much from our everyday life. Hello, welcome or welcome back to my YouTube channel. Today I'm going to be talking about social media and how taking a break from it has affected my life and my mental health in a positive way. And I'm just going to be talking about some of my thoughts on this and my experience. So, before I get into my thoughts, I'm going to just quickly preview the timeline of my detox, my break. I'm still on it currently. So, just to start off, I want to say I don't have TikTok and I haven't had it since like 2020 or like 2021. So, I'm not including TikTok in like my deletion because I already haven't had that for a while. But my main source of social media was Instagram, and that was my main source of like anxiety, like where I was seeing all these negative things. So that is the only social media that I'm counting. Yes, I have Snapchat, but I only use it for pictures. I don't have like many people added on there. So I don't really consider that social media. YouTube, I mainly only watch like educational videos and occasionally sometimes shorts, but I'm kind of going into the aspect of social media as in like following people and being in that sort of environment of social media. Yes, short form content is not good and I do try to limit myself with shorts and short form content in general. But Instagram, just me following people that I knew and stories and all that stuff, it was my main form of like negative emotions. So I just thought I'd say that before I begin. So currently it's actually been a month and like 10 days so far since I deleted Instagram. I deleted it October 1st and right now it's like November 10th, and I only actually deactivated it. Like I deactivated my account the beginning of November. My goal was to only be off of Instagram for a month, like for the whole month of October, and then download it back and see how I feel. So that's what I did. After the month of October, I downloaded Instagram again. I realized that it was the biggest mistake that I could have made because I just felt so much negative energy with Instagram and I really did not like how I felt downloading it back. So I decided at that point to deactivate my account and see how long I can go without it. So here's some of the things that I've learned from removing Instagram. Number one is I don't think about anybody else and what is going on for them. When I was very much in Instagram and looking at people's stories and all this jazz, I was, it's something that you don't really notice that you're doing, but it's very subconscious. Subconsciously you're micro comparing your life to theirs, even if you don't notice it. Like sometimes it's really not that noticeable, these comparisons, because everything you watch is being stored in your mind somewhere. That's why when you're talking with somebody, you might have a spark of something that you remembered. And then you're like, oh, I remember this thing I watched because it's still in there in your brain. Like it doesn't just disappear that fast. It's just so much information about other people, people that you know, people that you go to school with, random people you met, celebrities. These things should not be accessible to you. Like, it takes away so much from our everyday life, genuinely, because when you're doing a small task as like waking up, brushing your teeth, showering, eating breakfast, all this, you start to be so disconnected from your life and what you are doing as a person, because you have so much information in your mind about so many other things that it's so hard to just live inside your own body. This is just what I was experiencing and I've noticed because I felt so disconnected from my present moment. I was thinking too much about other people instead of just thinking about myself. So I think with deleting social media, it has really brought me into the present moment and into my own thoughts. And I feel like I can think so much more, actually give myself room to think and create ideas and to not be so concerned about other people. Number two is I don't feel the need to do something so that I can post about it. And this kind of just applies for people who were active on social media. I didn't post a lot, but an occasional picture of myself or scenery. Sometimes I really wanted to get it perfect. And that is something that a lot of people say is that Instagram used to be a place to like post whatever, but now you feel like you need to have a perfect picture, aesthetic. And, I was like that. I really wanted like a good picture of myself with good music. And sometimes it would stress me out because it gives you a sense of self in a way that I don't think you should get your sense of self from by having a nice Instagram page. It doesn't mean, it's like you're creating the page to be viewed in a certain way when you should just build yourself in that certain way and view yourself in that certain way. I feel more in the present moment going to events and stuff, like going out. Say if I'm with my family and we go to like a dinner and I feel nice, like I don't feel the need to get a perfect picture of myself to post it. And without social media, you're just there in the moment. You take a picture of what's in the moment, not what's post worthy. Number three is I don't look for stress anymore. Being on Instagram, I feel like sometimes, not gonna lie, I would actively search out things that I knew would stress me out and cause me to feel negative emotions. For example, going into certain profiles that I knew didn't really make me feel good about my life and myself. And yeah, that could have been an easy fix. Like I could have told myself, okay, unfollow these people, don't go on these accounts. But it being so in your face, like it was kind of hard. But being off of Instagram is kind of took away that stress in that aspect where I'm not actively searching for it, because a part of me, that's another thing, because stress is an addictive chemical and sometimes you search for stress. This isn't just for social media but for just life in general. Sometimes you search for stress, and that's something you have to work on in itself. But for social media specifically, I would actively go on accounts and stuff like that that I didn't like to be on. But obviously, I don't do that anymore because I'm not on Instagram. So that has removed the stress in that aspect and anxiety in that aspect. Number four is I don't feel the need to be anywhere but where I am right now. And this also goes in with the comparison thing, but sometimes when you are looking at people and their lives, you feel unsafe to be in the present. It feels like an unsafe environment to be just where you are. Even if it's good where you are, there's always something that you could want somewhere outside of you. So it's easy to feel like you're not doing enough or you should be somewhere else, but that is far from the truth. And I think that everyone is exactly where they need to be in this moment, and you just have to embrace that. So for me, I really don't feel the need to be anywhere else but right now. And I fully have started to just accept this moment and not put so much resistance on it, thinking that it had to look a certain way because of all this information that was coming from outside of me. Number five for me was I started to notice how that was not real life. And I'm sure this is obvious. And you're like, why are you telling me this? Obviously, I know Instagram, social media is not real life. But when you're in it, when you're in that environment, looking at it and engaging with it, sometimes it could seem like your whole life. And it's so easy to get consumed with it. But when you're away from it, you just start to look at life. You're like, I'm living right now. Like, I'm living right now, and nobody knows what I'm doing. Let me do something that I want to do. Like, it's not real life, but when you're spending that many hours on that app or on those apps, it becomes just life. We spend so much time on it, and it's become just such a joke. Like, oh, I have this many hours on this app. My screen time is so high. It's become just like a thing, just a thing that people have, like just a thing that's normal. And it just becomes our life. Like we're doing so much time on there that we're taking away from our actual life and living and doing things. And I feel like being away from it I'm starting to just want to be into more hobbies, wanting to do more things and create more ideas, be more creative and all these things. And I feel like I wouldn't have been this way if I was still on Instagram, on social media. To conclude all of this, I just overall have significantly decreased my anxiety and am starting to feel more peaceful and, just more reflective. I'm not looking outside so much, and this energy that would have been looking at other people, other things, all these short form content, I'm just more starting to put that energy and put it within. And something else I want to say is like deleting it. The first, like, maybe week or two is the hardest week because social media is an addiction. And I think we all know that at this point. It's literally designed to be addictive. And I feel like for me, like the first week, I felt like I was missing out. I felt like there was something that I needed to see that I wasn't seeing, that I'm not going to get to see, and that I was like missing out on something. But once that week passed and more days started to go by, I really noticed, I'm like, this is just an app. Like, I'm not missing out on anything because anything that I would have been missing out on has nothing to do with me anyways. For me, I knew like, okay, yeah, Instagram is not that good for me, but I was still on it. But genuinely getting off of it, yes, I knew the benefits before that. Like, I knew I've seen these videos before, but it's one thing seeing people talking about their experience and then actually experiencing it. Yeah, this was kind of my thoughts, my experience. Let me know down in the comments how your experience with social media is, and if you've ever detoxed, if you plan to. Hopefully you like this video and can subscribe to my channel. But yeah, thanks for watching.